that respect is not given, respect is. Can I say to you, and I think my time is done, that a dream predicts our future. It gives us a mental picture in our mind, making a partnership that we say to God, if I do my part, I need you to do your part. Here's what I've found out, that sometimes a dream, you might tackle it and still fail. As I prepare to take my seat, it's a little known writer, I don't know, you can tell your age if you know who I'm talking about, Dr. Seuss. Don't take it for granted, the person next to you might not have heard green eggs and... Dr. Seuss was rejected by 23 publishers. 23 publishers took Dr. Seuss' work and said, this is not quality. This is not worthy of publishing. On the 24th time that he sent in his work, somebody took a chance on him. Somebody took a chance and published the work. The challenge sometimes is that we believe that every failure is final. Because you didn't get the job shouldn't mean that you shouldn't be trying. Because you failed one time doesn't mean that you will fail all the time. The challenge of the caged bird is that the caged bird looks out at free bird and he realizes, or she realizes, they don't know why they're singing. You see, if you've never been caged, you don't know what it is to be free. I'm almost there. That if you've never been through the struggle, if you've never had to work for something, if you've never been stepped on, if you've never been overlooked, if you've never been talked about, if you've never been lied on, that you don't know that who God bless, yes, no man or woman can curse. That if you've never been through something, you can't say too many dangers, toils and snares. I don't care if you're an MP, I don't care if you're a business owner, you gotta go through something if you're gonna do something. That God has to bring you through something so that you can lift your hands and say, thanks be to God. But the challenge sometimes, the challenge with our people sometimes, we forget where we come from, we forget the struggle, we forget to tell somebody, if I made it, you can make it too. But if you're afraid to testify in the church, tell somebody, he did it for me. God made a way for me. That everything I had, he blessed me with. Everything that I own, he gave me. If it had not been, yes, sir. If it had not been, if it had not been, I know you look sophisticated today, but guys, you gotta dare to dream. I don't care what your circumstances. I need some caged birds to sing. I don't care what you're going through. Lift up your voice. Yeah! And I know sometimes you wonder. You say, preacher, it don't take all of that. But if you've been through what I've been through, and you're here today, he said, let everything, let the rich, let the poor, let the black, let the white, let everything that has breath, yes! I'm going on. The last thing I want to say is that dreams, people of God, in the Bahamas at large, will always stretch you. It will stretch you to the point of discomfort. I don't envy politicians, and I often pray for the Prime Minister because it's difficult to be at the place where you're casting dreams, stretching budgets, pulling things that sometimes don't come together. But what do you do when dreams fail? What do you do when your back is against the wall? As I stand, although you might be a caged bird, it was in this text that I realized that you can't stop singing. The challenge sometimes is that we stop singing because of what we're going through. I don't know how it is in any other sect of society, but I can always tell when things tough. The first thing to go is their worship. It's easy to worship God when your pocket full. I wish I could talk to somebody. When your car is full of gas, it's easy to talk, but you're going to drive around and take it easy. But some of you have lost your worship because what you thought should happen this year hasn't happened yet, but that's the more reason you need to find your voice. I want to say to you that you need to sing again. And so as I prepare to take my seat, here we are at the cusp of another election. And I find myself again saying, as a servant of the Most High God, we don't need more cages, but we need more hope. I want to say to you, it is still my strong belief that we have to make our people priority number one. And it is indeed our human resource is our most important asset we have in the Bahamas. This silent majority, too afraid to say anything, that have lost their voice. As I prepare to take my seat, I want to commend Minister Fred Mitchell in his absence for having the insight to send a group of mixed clergy to Atlanta to meet with the mayor. But I give him a round of applause. Clergy from every denomination to meet with the mayor of Atlanta to see how the church can not just be talkers, but doers. How the church helped a struggling Atlanta, along with partnership of what is called faith-based initiatives, were able to turn a struggling financial center into one of the stablest in the United States today. And as we sat with the mayor of Atlanta, the first thing he said, you must make the people priority. He helped us to realize that if we could continue to build faith-based initiatives that allow us the freedom to inject Jesus Christ into the programs and changing a generation, they found out that an educated populace is a populace that will do less crime. Yeah, true. And so they made it possible for after-school programs, for programs that churches could run to run certificate courses to prepare those who might have fallen by the wayside. We left there realizing that there's also a job for us as the church. We have the largest populace that we meet every Sunday, that we could be an army of change in our own country. Stop waiting on the government to do everything. Stop complaining about what you're not willing to change. Unless you decide to get your voice back, there will never be a difference made in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. No matter what happens or what has happened, we cannot allow our dreams to be stolen. As I take my seat, I realize that the reason the caged bird still can sing is this thing called faith. Now, I know that we are a sophisticated society trying to put faith behind us, but you better keep God before you. about your way right now, that no matter what dreams may fade, God never fades. And I know you thought that it was just good for your mama, but can I tell you it's good for you too? That if you put faith in God, He'll be able to bring you through. That God is the thing that keeps you waking up every morning, the thing that keeps you working beneath minimum wage, the thing that keeps you keeping on in the spite of your bills and foreclosure is that you have faith in God, because faith is the substance, I bid you good morning, of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. That sometimes you gotta sing with hope. Sometimes you don't know how you're gonna make it through, but still lift your voice. I can see the old grandmother ain't much on the table, but she still said, I sing because yes, I'm happy. She still says, I sing because I'm free, and some of you freer than grandmother was, but you won't sing. You won't lift your voice and give God some praise. You gotta move forward in spite of your limitations. You gotta move forward in spite of your obstacles. Move forward, upward, onward, together. That you've got to pledge to excel true love and unity, pressing onward, march together to a common loftier goal, steady, sunward toe, the way that hides the wide and treacherous to lift up. Yes, sir. I feel like preaching now. Lift up your head. Lift. Touch your neighbor. Say, lift up your head. You've been hung down too long. Lift up your head. It's time to lift your head. Lift your voice and yes, sir. Give God to the road. Yes. You trod, needs him too. This is your national anthem. This what he wrote. This was his song. I came to ask the PLP, is this your song? Touch your neighbor. Make them sing again. Make them One Bahamian root writer said, lift every voice. I bid you good morning. Lift every voice and sing till the earth and heaven ring. Ring with the harmonies of liberty. And I'm rejoicing. I don't care this place. I don't care what you're going through. Let I'm rejoicing. If you've been through something and God's still keeping you, yes, you ought to tell him thank you. So if you gotta sing a song full of the faith of the dark house, start to sing a song full of the hope that the present has for us. There you go again, facing the rising sun of our new day begun. Let us march on till victory is won. I'm saying to you, time to sing again. You might be like me and you might not have a choir voice, but you ain't gonna stop me from singing. You ain't gonna stop me from singing. Let me bid you good morning, but I was out last night with my daughter. She was in the children's choir in concert, and I didn't care what I had to be there with the princess. And she was singing a part, and she was supposed to do ring play. Those who were there with me remember. She was supposed to do ring play with somebody, but the two people turned their back on her. So she turned to the left, they turned her back. She turned to the right, so she played with herself. But your neighbor, the show must go on. The show must go on. And I sat there and I realized that too many of them, one child pick up and leave the stage. I go, they ain't gonna play with me, I ain't gonna play with it. But you've got to know how to sing, even if nobody won't play.